始めたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Akiho Shibata, Professor and Director Polar Cooperation Research Center at the Kobe University, the co-organizer of today's workshop. Thank you very, very much for coming. Exactly 30 years ago, on January 17th, 1995, the great Hanshin-Awaji earthquake shook the city of Kobe and took over 6,400 persons' lives, including 41 Kobe University students and staff. The Port Island, an artificial island where you are sitting today, had been devastated by subsidence and liquefaction and was isolated from the mainland. But today, as you can see, Kobe City has been reborn as one of the most beautiful cities in Japan and perhaps in the world. May I ask you to stand and have a minute of silence in memory of those suffered from the earthquake. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly 30 years ago, on January 17th, 1995, the great Hanshin-Awaji earthquake shook the city of Kobe and took over 6,400 persons' lives, including 41 Kobe University students and staff. The Port Island, an artificial island where you are sitting today, had been devastated by subsidence and liquefaction and was isolated from the mainland. But today, as you can see, Kobe City has been reborn as one of the most beautiful cities in Japan and perhaps in the world. May I ask you to stand and have a minute of silence in memory of those suffered from the earthquake. Thank you. Thank you. So may I officially open the second Kobe PCRC KOPRI joint organized Antarctic governance workshop, reconfirming Antarctica as natural reserve devoted to peace and science. Chul, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Colleagues and friends, I'm excited and honored to be part of and open this meaningful workshop. As in the workshop webpage, Japan prepares to host the Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting in 2026 in Hiroshima, and Korea comes next in 2027. Experts composed of academics, delegates, and diplomats are gathering today to reconsider how to maintain the Antarctic as a natural reserve devoted to peace and science. This is a citation from Article 2 of the Environmental Protection Protocol to the Antarctic Treaty that was adopted in 1991. The Antarctic is special in that it is a nature reserve as well as science laboratory at the scale of million years and unmissable portion of the spectrum with our planet. The Antarctic is a stage where peaceful management of the world's largest demilitarized zone is undertaken, and a sample case of the most advanced environmental governance. Please allow me to briefly run you through a short history of our workshop. A little more than a year ago in Kobe, the first workshop was held with the title of Antarctic Environmental Liability and Lawyers' Role in Consensus Building. I recall the day was actually Antarctic Treaty's birthday, December 1st. Then it went on in the form of a seminar to Kochi, India, very next year at the 46th ATCM, assisted and joined by the Indian host organization. That was a rare occasion that an Antarctic governance seminar was convened tied to the ATCM and within the venue of the meeting. Now we have come back to Kobe for a second workshop. I would like to make some observation on three aspects. First, the scope and coverage of our deliberation are growing. We're now discussing on more topics, science and other human activities, not just environmental liability, and most significantly, on the interactions with different issues and disciplines. Secondly, it is becoming more international with contributions from experts, particularly from those countries where ATCMs will be held in the coming years. I also note, of course, it is becoming younger and more diverse. Thirdly, it'll be worthwhile and useful to sustain and continue with these efforts. Antarctic expert forums are not uncommon, but a regularly spaced and evolving series will make a unique contribution and tradition. Following on from there, KOPRI and Kobe PCRC, hopefully with the assistance of Italian host, plan to convene a similar seminar, a follow-up to today's workshop at the 47th ATCM in Milan, Italy this year. KOPRI and Kobe PCRC are also considering a third workshop. We will certainly discuss on this today and tomorrow. Let me wrap up with some housekeeping nature announcements. The updated workshop program, as well as the list of speakers and panelists and topics for the discussion, are on the workshop webpage. On the screen next to the podium, you can find QR code with which you can access the website with your mobile phone. Let me confirm that in this workshop, all speakers and panelists are participating as individual experts and will engage in the discussion in their personal capacity, not representing their organizations or governments, unless otherwise specified, the speakers themselves. The entire workshop, it will be video recorded, including panel discussions, and the videos will later be uploaded to YouTube without intentional editing. With this understanding, all speakers and participants are most welcome to engage in the discussion. Please remember to use the microphone when you make interventions. Speak into the microphone, please. The workshop is live streamed through Zoom webinar. Due to tight schedule, we will not be able to take up comments and questions from the online audience during the workshop. However, the commentaries entered in the Zoom webinar will later be read and considered by the co-chairs for our future events. Let me finish by thanking Professor Shibata for his sincere and tremendous efforts, and his staff, and all those who have worked behind hard to make this workshop a success. Thank you very much.